This video is covering the second instruction for using your personal time map, which is which definition to read. The simple answer to this question is always read the definition of the other card in the box. Always read the definition of the opposite card in the box. So we begin. How your time map is laid out is it begins with on the left side the vertical column is called the yearly summary column, which is a column that equals 365 days, which is a quick overview summary of what happened in the year that this time map is covering. Then it's broken down into 7 smaller planetary periods, each equaling 52 days, and the date that each time period starts is at the top of the column. Then inside of each planetary period, you'll see that there are 2 cards in every box. 2 cards in every box. So what happens is, if someone is identified as the bottom card in the box, then we're going to read the definition of the top card in the box. If someone is identified as the top card in the box, then we're going to read the definition of the bottom card in the box. So if this card is the person, then this card is the experience. If this card is the person, then this card is the experience. Then over here in the yearly summary, there's 3 cards in the box, and they work together like a triangle, meaning that if someone is identified as this King of Clubs, then we're going to read the definition of this 4 of Spades and this 4 of Clubs and combine their meanings. If someone is identified as this Jack of Diamonds, then we're going to read the definition of this Ace of Clubs and 4 of Spades, and we're going to combine those meanings. If someone is identified as this 8 of Clubs, then we're going to read both the definition of the 8 of Diamonds and the 6 of Diamonds and combine their meanings. Now, in some cases, you may find that the same person is identified as 2 of the 3 cards in the box. Whenever that happens, then we only read the definition of the remaining 3rd card. So in this example, let's just say that someone is identified as this 6 of Diamonds and also identified as that 8 of Clubs. Then the only card we would read is the 8 of Diamonds. Then over here in the planetary periods, if the same person happens to be identified as both cards in the box, then that's the only time that we read both definitions and we apply both of those definitions to that same person. There is the possibility of an extreme rare case where someone could be identified as all 3 cards in the box in the yearly summary. If that happens, then you have to read the definitions of all 3 cards. Now, the only other thing is in the final planetary period, which is called Neptune, which is the 7th period, which is the last column on the right side, what happens is the cards naturally double up inside the box, which is normal operation of the system. And because this is purely mathematical, it cannot be changed. In other words, this is the way it works. So what happens is, this is why the time map is divided into horizontal pairs, is because of Neptune. In other words, this represents a horizontal pair, these 2 represent a horizontal pair, and these 2 represent a horizontal pair because they're connected. They're not separated by a gap, as you can see with me doing this arrow. So how this works is still simple. If someone is identified as this 3 of Hearts and you can see that it's double, then you have to read the definition of the 4 of Hearts. If someone is identified as this 4 of Hearts, and we can see that it's double, then that means we go outside the box and go up and read the definition of the 3 of Hearts. Now in this example, if someone is identified as this Queen of Clubs, then we're going to read the definition of the 9 of Diamonds. If someone is identified as this 9 of Diamonds, we're going to read the definition of the Queen of Clubs. If someone's identified as this 2 of Clubs, we read the 5 of Spades, and vice versa. Down here, if someone's identified as this 7 of Hearts, then we're going to read the definition of this 3 of Clubs. If someone's identified as this 3 of Clubs and we can see that it's double, we go up and read the definition of the 7 of Hearts. So I'm going to scroll down here a little bit, just a little bit, to show you another point. Whereas here, where if someone is identified as this 5 of Spades and we can see that it's double, then we have to go up here and read both the definition of the Queen of Clubs and the 6 of Diamonds and combine their meanings. But if someone is identified as the 6 of Diamonds, we're only going to read the definition of the Queen of Clubs. If someone's identified as the Queen of Clubs, then we're only going to read the 6 of Diamonds. Then when it comes to reading the definitions, you're going to turn off the pop-up blocker, which is what I'm going to do right now. And so in turning off the pop-up blocker, it allows you to see the definition of all the cards. To see the definition of any card, all you have to do is bring the card over and touch the suit of the card, and the definition will pop out in the upper left-hand corner of the screen like a pop-up balloon. Any card you touch, it will pop up like that. Any card that we just touch the suit, and it will bring the definition of the card there so that you can see it. Then if for any reason the pop-up is not working for your computer, then just click this blue button right here that says card symbol definitions, and what will happen is you'll see all of the definitions at a glance, the same definitions that pop up. So let's go back to the time map and let's do an example person. So we're going to type in June 24th to see where that person is, and so we click go, and the computer locates them for us. And so here we can see that that person is identified here. Oh, I got to turn the pop-up blocker off. Okay, so we can see that that person is identified here as the two of diamonds. So the definition we're going to read is this Queen of Hearts. And so this is telling us that, oh wow, this is someone that we're going to perceive as an attractive or big-hearted female who's giving us emotional support. Then up here we see that person identified, so we're going to read the Two of Hearts, and the Two of Hearts is telling us that we'll have a great relationship with this person during this time should we choose to be involved with them during that particular time. Over here where someone is identified as the Eight of Spades, we're going to read this Jack of Hearts, which tells us that this is someone who's a source of assistance or being helpful to us. And then this Four of Diamonds we'll also read, which is telling us that we can expect good results in a financial matter involving this particular person. So once again, it's very simple. The definition to read is always the definition of the other card in the box or the other cards remaining in the box, and then only in Neptune is the only time we go outside the box, but the cards have to be double before we do that. Thank you. There will be other video explaining just the fill in the blanks part that are not basically covered by the two instruction videos. Thank you again.